with a sense of hearing, we listen to creation. And every sound has silence that's near it or within it or around it. That's how John O'Donohue begins a little section in this book on Amkara about, he titles it True Listening is Worship. And he goes on to talk about how we all have this commonality, like every person on earth has this commonality, that we develop within our mother's womb, the deep, dark lake of the womb, he says. And we listen to the drumbeat of our mother's heart. And he goes on to talk about how that's at least part of why we all have this primal connection to something like the sound of a drum. Listening's a way in. He quotes Martin Heidegger to say that true listening is worship, which we could, unpack or unfold in so many different ways, whether it is true listening to sacred words, sacred text, sacred music, sacred silence, or whether we apply it to things like how we interact with and listen to people around us. And we come through those experiences to hearing something of the holy. So it happened for some of us this last Sunday during our worship service, which we do virtually. It happened for some in hearing Allison Cerutti and her husband Neil play the piano and sing respectively, and their daughter Emma, as they created the music. Prepare ye the way of the Lord. Or as we heard the promises put to music of, every valley shall be lifted up, from Handel's Messiah. What happened was this transportation, this movement being drawn in and swept to another place, beyond time. O'Donohue puts some words to it, which always falls short. Music, he says, is perhaps the art form that brings us closest to the eternal because it changes immediately and irreversibly the way we experience time. When we're listening to beautiful music, we enter the eternal dimension of time. Transitory, broken linear time fades, and we come into the circle of belonging within the eternal. The Irish writer Sean O'Phallion said, "In the presence of great music, we have no alternative but to live nobly." So I've decided for a day, maybe for a season, to attend to listening. Maybe it's how we listen to whatever breaks silence. Maybe it's listening carefully to music or to the words of a conversation, and to test out this hypothesis that true listening is worship. May we find God in the times of COVID on December the 8th. Blessings on your day. May you be held, cared for, and loved.